So with the Humankind Cultures of Latin America DLC coming out so abruptly and so suddenly, I wanted to talk about one of the new cultures that came out, and there have been quite a few powerful cultures to come out of the DLC, namely cultures like the Nazca, the Carolins, the Cubans, and the last one I wanted to talk about a bit because the Cubans have been absolutely insane with some of their bonuses, and I wanted to highlight them and why they're just so strong. The Cubans are a contemporary era culture, and they have some extremely powerful bonuses to kind of set them apart from the other cultures, but what makes them really unique is that their bonuses don't actually come from their legacy trait. It actually comes from their emblematic district, the Empresa Farmacéutica. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, my Spanish is absolutely abysmal, but they have plus 10 stability per pharmaceuticals on all cities. This automatically generates a pharmaceutical resource, so that's plus 10 free stability. And then here's the kicker. Plus 1 food per population per pharmaceuticals on all cities. So that's basically plus 1 food per population. I don't believe you can build multiple pharmaceuticals. However, if you are playing the Nazca and you get a wonder, you could potentially stack multiple pharmaceutical companies in your cities, which is very crazy. If you can actually pull that off, you would be quite the mad lad in terms of population. Quick editor's note, I didn't clarify this too well in the video. I know I said it stacks like 50 times, but it says plus 1 food per population per pharmaceuticals on all cities, and what this essentially means is that when you get, say, 3 pharmaceuticals, that is plus 3 food per population. It's not just confined to plus 1 food per population, so you only want to build those pharmaceuticals because you can potentially get, if you have 10 cities and 10 pharmaceutical companies, you could get plus 10 food per population. So with a 10 pop city, that would be 100 food if my math is correct, not just confined to 10 food. So as a result of this absolutely insane and disgustingly overpowered culture, there have been quite a few funny posts on the subreddit exploiting them, and I just want to highlight some of them. Someone managed to get like a 114 pop city just thanks to the pharmaceuticals. I'm sure some of the past cultures helped, but that's just absolutely crazy. They literally have so many citizens that the pops are going into the double digits just to represent how many workers they have working the food, which is kind of crazy to think about. Now, this other user just shows the spike. Once they hit 200 turns or so in the contemporary era, they just go crazy. You can see they hit the contemporary era, there's a bit of a pause, and then they start building those pharmaceuticals, and that is insane. So essentially, if you have like on average 10 pop cities, you're getting an additional plus 10 food on those cities already, which is kind of crazy. And then when you start to stack those cities together, so you have 6 or 7 cities, you're getting potentially 70 or more food just from the pharmaceuticals alone, combined with stability, which makes for some insanely easy fast growing cities, which can completely dominate the competition and get you tons and tons of fame just from all of those agrarian stars alone. Now, this is another funny reference too, because you can see they just start building those pharmaceuticals one by one. I don't think they all built them at once, kind of like the last post, but they just slowly been scaling. And so the really powerful thing as well that I should have taken into account earlier is that when you gain more pops, you're gaining more food. It may seem small at first, but that plus 1 food per pop really starts to stack when you think about it. Now, finally, you can see this person just combined 2 cities to form 1 mega city. I think there may even be an additional city at the top here, and they completely stack their pharmaceuticals. And the cool thing is this is a completely uninhabitable desert. If you didn't know, dry lands or dead lands, whatever they call them in the game, but these very sterile desert-like areas, kind of like the Sahara in real life, are terrible to grow on. They are good sometimes for production with like these stone fields here, but they really reduce the food yields, and it makes it very hard outside of like the Garamantes to grow a sustainable population. So you can see it was crazy to think that they managed to get 116 pops. So that's going to be it for today's video. I also have other Humankind footage, and I did a Humankind live stream playing through the first 2 eras with the Nazca and the Carolans. It was quite fun stacking my districts and everything, but let me know again, have you guys had any experiences playing with the Cubans? Let me know if you had any crazy stories getting those pharmaceutical companies up, and if you haven't, do you plan on exploiting them now that you've seen this video? But again, let me know if you've been enjoying the Mesoamerican DLC culture pack so far, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. All right, love you guys. Peace.